should you keep your new tenants in your new to you rental property? So in this case, I bought a duplex. Each side's renting for only $525 a month. Market rent is $900 a month. But this is what I worked out with the tenants, and this is the other option. Let's dive into it.
Welcome to the Smack Fest, the beat down. The SWAT team is here on another beautiful day of shutting the week down.
What's going on, guys? My name is William Dauria. I am a professional real estate investor. I buy rental properties, I fix them up, I rent them out, and I do the BRRRR strategy that allows me to keep buying rental properties. Check out my channel for other videos I have associated. Everything involves passive income through real estate. So in this case, I bought a duplex, okay? And each side is renting for $525 a month. The market value on it is $900 a month. Section 8 is much higher than that. That's a whole different video, okay? But I want to go over, should you kick them out? Because a lot of people would say, hey, you got to go. Or they'll bump it right to $900. I'm going to show you why that's not necessarily the best idea, and ultimately what I am doing instead and why. Okay, so the first thing you got to realize is you have tenant turnover cost, okay? And each side, since this is a duplex, each side, we're just going to call it, is $1,200 every time and in between a tenant moves out to a new tenant move in. And think about it, guys. You've got wear and tear on the carpet. You can't take that out of the deposit because that's just general wear and tear. You're going to have wear and tear to a degree on the walls with the paint and miscellaneous stuff. You're also going to have to change the locks. You're going to have to actually go in there and you're going to have to basically bring it up to rental grade standards again. Obviously, the nicer it is, the better quality tenant you're going to get. So you do actually want to go in and make it nice. So we're going to assume on this case, $1,200 every time you get a tenant turnover, okay? And this is per side of the duplex or a single family home for that matter, okay? But the bigger the house, the nicer the neighborhood, the more probably you're going to have to put into the house to make sure it stays up. And then also you got to remember, if you have carpet has a lifespan. You're going to be replacing it every handful of years anyways, unless the tenant stays for a decade. And we're going to kind of get into that as well. Okay, so the next thing you're going to have is property management costs. And this isn't the ongoing monthly 10% that they charge you just to oversee your property, collect rent, call you if there's an issue, that kind of thing. This is when you have a tenant turnover, and you're going to have your costs associated with that. And then you're going to also owe the property manager between half of the month's rent, whatever rent it is, half of the month's rent to a whole month's rent is going to be their fee for marketing the property, for finding you a good tenant, for vetting them, for putting them in. They're going to charge you anywhere from half a month's rent to a full month's rent. So in this case, the property management on this particular one is going to charge me half a month's rent. So in this case, if market rent is $900, which it is, half a month's rent is, do the calculation, $450. All right, so we're going to put $450. Okay, so I was a C- student in high school, so if I misspell anything here, you can blast me in the comments. I'll be okay with it, all right? So you're going to have this, okay? And you might be saying, all right, well, where's this kind of going, right? Well, check this out. You got $1,200. Say I wanted to kick them all out and put it to $900 a month. Okay, well, you have to add $1,200 a month. Hold on, there's another one. Plus $450 plus the time it takes you, which is also considered lost rent, the time it takes you to find another tenant. Now, in your area, you're going to have specific vacancy times. It could be a matter of days. It could be a matter of months. Talk to your property management company because they are going to be the ones that tell you, on average, we have a tenant turnover and we can get a new tenant in X amount of time. In this case, we're just going to go with 1 month because this is just a hypothetical because I'm not actually kicking them out. And in this case, it's 1 month's rent of $900. Okay, so you're going to have lost rent. Okay, so now you're going to add all these up and you're going to see what it actually takes or costs you to put a new tenant in. And then we're going to see if this makes any sense on a 1-year lease. Okay, so $1,200 plus $450 plus $900 is $2,550 to get a new tenant. Let's assume that this cost right here will get you a 1-year tenant, okay? So 1 year at $900 versus I went in, okay, and I got a 525 month rent currently, okay? That's a 5. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and then you've got a $900 a month market. I cut it in the middle and I offered them $750 a month. We're gonna see why I did that and if that makes sense, okay? So this is my new offer, okay? It's not this because I don't want a tenant turnover, okay? Because I know if they move out and if I wanted this, all of a sudden it goes to that. And I know that, and then maybe I'll get the 900. So I worked it in the middle. I said, look, I'll let you stay there because you're current on rent. You've been current on rent. I don't have to worry about any turnover. I don't have to mess with phone calls and painters and floor guys and new locks, and I don't have to mess with any of that stuff, and then hope I get a tenant in 1 month and not 2 or 3. And then hope that my $900 a month market rent is actually accurate to begin with at all. Because sometimes you get a property, you're guaranteed, you know that it's $1,000 a month. You put it out there for $1,000, no bites. It sits there, it sits there, it sits there, ends up costing you a lot of money. Okay, so $2,550 a month. We're going to divide that by 12 because we know that that's what it cost you to get that new tenant. This right here equals $212 a month, but you're getting $900 a month now instead of the $750 or instead of the $525, but that's not an option, okay guys? $525 is so under rented, that's not an option. I gave him 30 days, so I bought it on the 15th, okay? I didn't give him I didn't have the rents raised on the first. I wanted to give them a month and a half to not only come up with their decision, but to maybe move some finances around if they needed to, so they can basically make the new rent. And I didn't want to hit them right off the bat with a 900 because that's like a double, okay? Even though it might be worth it, I'm trying to work with my tenants because as a landlord, I understand I want to provide good, safe, and you too, you want to provide good, safe rental properties at an affordable price. And jumping right to 900 from 525 is kind of a gut punch, and I totally understand that. I used to work at McDonald's. I used to live in Section 8 housing, guys. I know what it's like, okay? And I wouldn't want my rent jump up that high in the first place. However, at $525 a month, my tenant, or my tenant now, since I just bought it, has been there for 10 years without a rent increase. What do you think has happened to your property taxes or my property taxes over the last 10 years? If you're in any major city in the United States, they've gone up dramatically, probably multiple times, like hundreds of % over the last 10 years, especially here in North Texas. Okay, so the difference of $750 and $900 a month, even though I was terrible at math, is $150 a month. And that is the difference of the market rent and what you're getting, okay? So $150 a month you're not getting. So that's technically a loss of revenue against the market value at least, okay? So $150 a month times 12 equals $1,800. And if you guys are already doing the math, you're seeing that retaining the tenant for $150 less a month is actually saving me the difference between $150 and the actual $212, which is $62 a month. I'm actually getting over what it would be if I kicked them out and I bumped it up to $900 on a brand new tenant. And that's why I went with $750 to retain the current tenants. And this is why I recommend if you buy a property with the tenant already in there and they're halfway decent tenants, like, you know, there's not holes in the wall, and because we did walk the property and the place is reasonably upkept, it's better and cheaper to try to work with them on a lower rent than it is to bump the rent to full market value. Then they end up moving out, possibly trashing the place because they're upset. And then you cannot get out of paying at least $2,550. And that's if the property management only charges you half a month's rent. If they charge you a full month's rent, guys, you kind of see where we're going here. Guys, if you got any value out of this video whatsoever, consider smashing the like button because I love to see that. Any comments, let me know down below. I love to help you guys answer because I want to see you guys achieve financial freedom. You can do it. I did it by 32, and you guys have it in you. Believe me, don't listen to the naysayers. This channel is all about financial freedom through real estate. And until next time, I will see you on the next one.